All right, so we've got our last page, last page for our ticket to retake. Number 15, we just did one a lot like this. So we have to identify the center and radius of the circle that has this equation. This equation is not in standard form for the equation of a circle. We get it into standard form by completing the square. So we're going to complete the square for the x's and complete the square for the y's. So in order to do that, we want to reorganize our equation. We want the x's together, so we kind of gather all of the parts that go together. We're going to have the x squared minus this 10x, and then plus that c value that we'll figure out to complete the square. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the y's. We have a y squared plus this 20y plus something equals, and then any other terms get to the other side. So that's going to be a 61. To get that to the other side, we have to subtract 61, so it will be negative on the other side. All right, so let's complete the square. We take our b value, we divide it by 2, and then square it. Negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. Negative 5 squared is a positive 25. We just added 25 to the left side of our equation, so we have to balance and add 25 to the right. Now we're going to do the same thing with the y's. We take our b value, we divide it by 2, and then we square it. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. 10 squared is 100. And then we balance 100 on the other side. All right, so we did all of that so that we could factor this, factors of 25 that add up to negative 10. That's going to be a negative 5 and negative 5. So x minus 5 squared. For the y's, factors of 100 that add up to 20, that's going to be a 10 and a 10. So y plus 10 squared equals, and then we're going to add all those numbers together. We have a negative 61 plus 25 plus 100, and that gives us 64. All right, so the center of this circle, x minus 5, tricky x means we're going to the right 5 units. Y plus 10, tricky y, we're going down 10. So the center of our circle is at 5, negative 10. And then the radius in the equation, that is the radius squared. So if the radius squared is 64, that makes the radius 8. All right, last 3. We're going to do some graphing here. So part A, y equals negative 1/12 times x plus 1 squared plus 3. So this is an equation of a parabola. Only one of the variables is being squared, which is the x. The x is being squared. It's a y equals parabola, so it's going to open up or down. And this 1 over 4c is negative. That means this parabola is opening down. The vertex has shifted away from the origin. This x plus 1 shifted horizontally. Tricky x, we're going to go to the left 1. And then this plus 3, we're just going up 3. So our new vertex is going to go to the left 1, up 3. There's our vertex. This negative 1/12, we need to know our c value so that we know where to put the focus. I know this is opening down, so the focus is going to be straight down. I just don't know how many units, and that's what this tells us. That negative 1/12 is equal to, remember it's 1 over 4c in the equation. So our 1's are equal, so our numerators, 4 times what number gets this to be a negative 12? And that c value is going to be a negative 3. So your c value is negative 3. That means from the vertex I'm going down 3 units because it's negative, which fits with what our equation, we said it was going to be a parabola opening down. So I'm going to go down 3 units, plot the focus. The directrix will be 3 units above the vertex. Remember, the focus and the directrix are the same number of units away from the vertex, putting the vertex directly in the middle. Because this parabola is opening down, our directrix will be a horizontal line. It's going to be right here at y equals, because we're crossing the y-axis, that's y equals 6. And then we said this parabola was opening down. And is that all we had to do? Graph the following parabola. Be sure to include the vertex, focus, and directrix, which we did. All right, part B. So part B, this is an x equals, well, first of all, this is a parabola. And I guess maybe the directions told us it was a parabola. But if we weren't told that this was a parabola, we would see, okay, we have one variable, the y is being squared. In a circle, the x gets squared and the y gets squared. So if only one variable is being squared, we're talking about a parabola. X equals parabolas will open left or right. Because this 1 over 16 is positive, this parabola is opening to the right. If that was negative, it would be opening to the left. Okay, so let's talk about where the vertex is. The vertex has moved away from the origin. This y plus 3, this is how we are shifting the y values. Your y values are vertical, and it's going to be tricky. So when it says y plus 3, that means we're going to shift down 3 units. And then this minus 2 on the end is going to be our horizontal shifting. It's not, inside with the x, making it tricky. So if it says minus 2 and it's horizontal, it's just going to the left 2 units. So our vertex, let's see, first I want to look at this. If we're going to the left 2 and then down 3, that's at negative 2, negative 3. So negative 2, negative 3, here's our vertex. And just remember we said this parabola is going to open to the right. So from the vertex to the right, I know the focus is going to be somewhere over here. The directrix will be a vertical line somewhere over here. Now to figure out how far away the focus and directrix are from the vertex, we need our c value. That's where this fraction comes in. 1 over 16 is equal to 1 over 4c. So when we look at this, the ones are equal. So these have to be equal. So 4 times what number is equal to 16? And that is a positive 4. Now, positive 4 is telling me I'm going to go from the vertex to the right 4 units, putting the focus over here, which is in line with this. I already knew it was going to open to the right. So everything's kind of working out as it should. So from the vertex, I'm going to go to the right 4 units. There's your focus. The directrix will be 4 units to the left of the vertex, and it will be a vertical line. We mentioned that before. And this vertical line is crossing through the x-axis at negative 6. So now we can sketch in our parabola, opening to the right. We've got our focus and our directrix, and we are good. All right, last question. Okay, so y equals 1/20th x squared. So the x is being squared, making this a parabola. It's a y equals, it's going to open up or down. This 1 over 20 is positive, so this parabola is going to open up. If we notice, we don't have any shifting numbers. We don't have inside the parentheses x plus or minus a number. We don't have anything on the end. So this vertex is at the origin. So I guess we're going to end with the easiest problem. Now the focus is going to be straight up from the vertex because this parabola is opening up. The directrix will be below it. It'll be a horizontal line somewhere down here. And to figure out exactly where that goes, this 1 over 20 we know is equal to 1 over 4c, and then we just have to find the c value. So 4 times what number gets us to that 20? That's going to be a 5. So from the vertex, we're going to go up 5 units. There's your focus. From the vertex, we're going to go down 5 units for your directrix. That's the equation, y equals -5, and then our parabola is going to look like that. And we are done.